So we're recording. All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome out. Dj-Ology, the science of DJing. We have the world famous DJ Saad. Now, he's done everything from 1 driver to 5 driver shows, and he's here to tell you all about
Okay.
it.
That's an inside joke, by the way. It's about headphones. And, if you want to message me, I'll tell you about it later. I don't want to get in trouble. So, yes, a little bit about me. I love radio. I started in radio, traveled around the world DJing. I am not as good as Scott King,
Oh, man.
but I know people. That's the difference. That's the difference. So,
He
yeah,
gets around.
I spun in Jordan, in Dubai, and France, and the
Well,
Champs-Élysées.
you might think that's impressive, but he DJ'd my wedding, so.
That's right. That was the highlight of, and he kind of felt sorry for me, so that's why he flew me there and did his wedding. Now I do international weddings. That's what I enjoy the best, but I do American weddings as well.
How many languages you speak?
3.5. The half is all the bad words in Mexican. So in order: Arabic, English, and broken French, because I don't use it as much.
Oh, sweet. So like I said, he gets around. Hi, John Jazz. Welcome.
Welcome to the group. Thank you for watching.
So since we're here, sorry.
We're going to polish our knobs today.
Yeah. Well, yeah, that's what I was going to bring it to. It was kind of like, I see that people are going back to work. I've had a few here and there. Nothing anywhere near like it was. And I'm noticing it's a whole new world out there.
It is. And here's the deal. I'm just being honest with you. I've done club events. So we're lucky enough in Oklahoma. That's where I live now, Oklahoma City, Oklahoma, that we're getting back to whatever you want to call it, normal. So people are social distancing, but after a few drinks, what is that? It's all right. It's all good. Where I work at the club, they check your temperature before you walk in, and they try to do the best that possible, do the little elbow or little fist pump or whatever. But I'm doing weddings, so this Saturday I'm doing my first wedding, so I had to go through some stuff to get ready, be prepared, and hopefully I'm going to share with you. I'm not saying this is a Bible, you have to follow it word for word. Hopefully it'll inspire you, so you can go, wait, I can do it even better, and share with us so we can share it with everybody in this group.
Yeah, it's probably a good idea to have that on your mind, and maybe not a lot of people care about it. Maybe they do. If you have the wipes next to you, and if you have a face mask on, at least around your chin, or you can at least show people that you're caring about the situation that we're in, even though it's like a new protocol than what it was, before March.
and honestly, I think people are going to appreciate you. So for example, this is an example. Don't pick your nose in public, especially if you're a DJ, because everybody's going to see you. So the same thing, just practice cleanliness. So for example, usually for me, I used to have one microphone for everybody that's going to do the toast. So now I'm doing a little different. I'm having 2 microphones, and I have somebody with me at every wedding. So he's going to give a mic to one person, clean the other mic, give it to the other person. And then I'm going to take mic number 1, clean it, and give it to the third person, and so on. So that's what I'm doing.
Oh, wow. Well, I'm glad you got that prepared. You're gonna have an extra person to do all the wipes for you for the handling of microphones.
Yes, I always go with somebody with me. I enjoy even talking to the guy, because I've been doing it for a while, and I get bored. So I want to try to tell somebody, the funny stuff that I'm not going to say on the mic, obviously. So I'm like, oh my God, look at this guy's zipper is open or something. So we laugh. I get entertainment for myself, but nobody has to know about it. This is privately. But then that guy can help me with the microphones, can help me with something fell. This happened to me a while back. The sub burnt. It died in the middle of the event. It happens. It's,
technology.
It happened. Yep. So my guy went to the trailer. I always have double of everything. So he went and got another one, replaced it. It took maybe 2 minutes stops, and I back to normal. That's the way I like it.
Well, I got to tell you one thing. Since I'm over at Disney, there's a couple things that I've noticed. we don't say, or we are advised not to say face mask. It's face covering.
Very
So,
nice.
so we don't
Very
use
good point.
don't use the word face mask. It's face covering, and we don't say social distancing. We say physical distancing.
Okay.
I guess it's less abrasive to use those terms as opposed to social distancing and face masks.
I think it makes perfect sense. Really, it does.
And another thing that I found a little interesting is, okay, so I do a stage show. I've only done it like twice. I have to wear the face covering the entire time I'm on stage. So, and they want me to make announcements like every 3 to 5 minutes about the rules. Wash your hands frequently, make sure to do physical distancing, make sure to, keep your face coverings on at all times unless you're eating. And if you're eating, please stay stationary where you're So I'm making that announcement every 3 to 5 minutes. And the whole time I've got this face covering on, and I'm going, man, am I sounding muffled out there? I'm like having a hard time breathing. Like it's
I,
it's
I, I
it's
wish
really
they
weird.
would let you. Now, here's the deal. The way I understand it is if you're 6 feet away from anybody, you can take the face mask off. However, I understand Disney, they have to, you have to wear it. But for me, if I'm talking and I'm far away from people, I take it off, talk, and forget to put it on.
Yeah, that's pretty much. I've done a few weddings myself, and when I'm making grand introductions or if I have to make announcements about something, they're gonna have to hear what I gotta say. So,
They have to. Yes.
so to have like an extra muffle on, it just seems to be a little bit counterproductive.
I agree, and I've tried the tricks, increase the treble so you can. It's just not gonna work. Not gonna work.
Yeah, yeah. You know how Tex used to get on MCs for cupping the microphone.
Yeah, yeah.
This is
Listen, this is $1 million idea right here. You ready? Do you see this line right here?
okay. Yeah, what are you gonna do?
The sound guy has a little button that he can push, and it's like a 12-volt little kick in the butt.
Like a
So when
dog
they
collar?
yeah, so when they cut the oh, okay, all right, never don't touch that. That's $1 million right here.
So, Saad, you said you had some protocols that you wanted to go over for.
Yes, again, those are ideas, and I'm hoping that will inspire you. So share with us ideas so we're all in this together. So please help us out. And those are just ideas. First of all, the microphone. This is Shure SM58. Everybody loves it. It's a standard. You know that you can take the head off if you want. Now it's the Shure SM57, but who cares? This is the part. You can buy new ones of those, just the cover. And hold on a second, it is not appropriate to have this box with you. It's just cumbersome and it's really difficult to keep anywhere. So for me, I take those packs. Easier to carry. You can put it in a bag or whatever, and you can wipe this clean. If you don't have the time to take it, you can actually wash those, but eventually they're gonna rust. So if you buy a couple of those extra, you can have them and clean them and just put them on and they're ready to go. Now, when I clean this, I clean the top because that's where your mouth is, and the handle because you're gonna grab it anyway. So definitely clean the entire thing with the wipey. The key is to let it dry. That's a really key important. So that's why I came up with the 2 mic idea. So one mic, wireless, not a wired one, a wireless one. So I give one to the first person. The second person has another mic. Third person gets the first mic, but after I clean it. And most of them, they're going to say, oh, it's okay. I'm worried about everybody else, the other eyeballs, the other video cameras, and I would love to be invited back to that venue. So I want to show them that I'm doing the best that I can. That's what it's all about.
Yeah, it's like one of those things. If a tree falls in the woods, does it make a sound? So if you're taking all these protocols and nobody notices it, are you really doing it? And and like in everybody
It's
else's
okay.
eyes, kind of like,
Yep.
oh, do we want this guy back? Well, that kind of thing.
You're 100% right. And then don't forget about yourself, the mouse pad. Make sure you clean it. Uh, um, I think it's good hygiene for yourself to protect me as the DJ. So I clean the computer, the keyboard, the mouse pad. Um, Again, it's to keep me clean and Hold on, I'm trying to read. Somebody left me a message.
Yeah, people are leaving notes. Right? Hey, what's
Yes,
going on,
yes, yes.
Louis?
Yeah, yeah. And while you're here, so I have a joke for you, real quick, a dad joke.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Oh, a
Why
dad
can't
joke. I like dad
Yeah,
jokes.
yeah. Why can't DJs play pool? Anywhere in the world is billiardo, the billiards. So why DJs can't play pool?
Oh, I don't know. You got me.
They always scratch.
Ah.
All right, all right. So what did Louis? What did he say? Oh, Mexican bad words, of course. Sí, señor. Muchas gracias.
Oh, you're also bringing out a lapel microphone for the minister officiant, right?
Yes, and I have a couple of options for them. The earpiece, if you want to call it, and the lavalier. For me, 9 out of 10 here in Oklahoma, they want to do it outside. It's very windy in Oklahoma, so I rather use a handheld. And I always ask them that it's about them, not me. But I always tell them, hey, I have both with me right now. Which one do you want? They're like, what do you want? I always tell them handheld because I'm gonna get all the wind and nothing of the ceremony. And they're like, okay, just go with it.
Another question for you. Like, have Zoom meetings been more accepted with, potential leads than
I
are people really wanting to meet up with you?
So here's my experience. This is my experience in Oklahoma. They want to meet face to face. So yes, we do the mask and we meet somewhere in public or whatever. But they wanted to meet face to face, which is okay by me. I'm all right with it. Maybe in Oklahoma we're just so far apart that we don't have as a
I
hot
need that
hot
human
zone. Yeah.
interaction.
Yes. But it doesn't bother me. I'm a geek, so we can do the phone, we can do whatever. Anything they want, I'll make it happen.
Over here, I've had definitely like a 99% increase. I think there was only like one person that had to meet in person. That was right at the beginning, before the COVID shutdown. Is I actually, used to meet people at a Starbucks, and then I went to this one Starbucks, and it was like the day they had closed it and you couldn't get into it. So
Oh wow.
I actually sold the bride in the parking lot of a Starbucks. And then everything after that ended up into Zoom sessions, just like what we're doing now. Um,
And
oh
there's nothing wrong with it. I mean, if that's what the bride wants, that's what the bride will get. And I have a little spiel. If you want to steal it, please feel free.
yes, what do you got?
So I always tell the husband is always there when we meet. I always tell him, listen, this is no disrespect for you because she has been thinking about this all her life. You thought about it when you popped the question. So I'm going to focus my attention to her
Yeah.
and whatever she wants. I said, but if I have to guess, and please correct me, if she's happy, you're happy. He's like, yes, leave me out of it. And I'm like, you got it. I'm like, but really, whatever you both want, but I'm gonna focus my attention to her.
And
I
that's
always get, yeah,
Yeah, and I think most DJs would agree that 95% of the time you're dealing with the bride and
yes,
the groom, just like, hey, whatever you want, honey. It's your day, right?
Yep. That's what I mean. He wants to please her. He wants to make her happy. So there's nothing wrong with that. I
Um,
think we have a suggestion
oh,
by Brian.
I put mics on a stand so nobody has to touch it, and put covers on the stand and change in between speakers. Yeah,
Very nice. Very good idea.
he's so cleanly.
And I agree with him just because I mean that's exactly what we're talking about. If the tree falls, you have to do the best that you can yourself. And hopefully people will notice that for your next event. I mean, every event that I go to, I have a potential somebody's going to book me for another event. So
Oh, sure. Yeah. I mean, you always want to be professional at the venue, get along with the venue because they're the ones that are going to actually refer you out. I actually went to a venue recently that was like their first open house since the COVID thing was lightening up or getting less heavy.
yeah,
However you want to look at it. Anyway, they were having an open house, to drum up more business. I ended up going in there and I ended up talking to like the person in charge of the marketing, and it's all about getting on the vendor's preferred list. So
yeah,
we were just talking, and then she started talking about, oh, since I'm the marketer, I'll need some like video edits and stuff, you know. And I was a big light went off. I'm like, I'm a video editor, you know. Like,
How convenient.
you know, what do you need for me to get on the preferred vendor list? You know, like, we can make something happen for you.
Yes.
So it's that was like 2 weeks ago, and I finally did a wedding at their venue. So I'm putting together some video promo stuff. I'm going to email them and be like, look at all this stuff I could do for you. Like,
And yes, he's amazing. I know that for a fact. So
yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, but anything you guys could do to get in good with the money makers, the venues, the other vendors, you know.
Now for me, I love seasoned wedding planners. I dislike brand new ones.
Oh, the mostly the like, especially new ones, and if they haven't worked with you before, they got, you know, they feel like they got to go around and tell you everything, and kind of like, all right, well,
Well,
you know.
no, my worst pet peeve, they put you seriously on the second floor. I did a party and they put me on the second floor. I'm like, listen, how many weddings have you done? And she's like, this is my first one. I'm like, I'm just telling you, I don't care if you put me in the next building, but there's not going to be energy at the dance floor. And she's like, oh no, you don't know what you're talking about. I'm like, okay, so hold on, I'll bet you $100. Two people gotta dance, whomever the party is. So the father daughter, the first dance, two
Wow, it's a
people.
little rough.
That's it. And she's like, no, 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 no. And at the end of the night, she came and told me, you're right. I'm like, I'm not gonna take your money. Just I wish you listen to somebody that's been doing it for years. And I said, I do it in a month more than you have your entire life.
And the
So
funny thing is, most venues you go to already have like a pre-made floor plan. Oh, we normally just put the
yes,
DJ over there. Like,
yes.
the new person wants to come in and shake things up.
Well, she thinks that the cake was more important. I'm like, the cake gets only 10 seconds. Okay, double it, 20 seconds. But they take the pictures and stuff, and that's it. That's it.
Yeah, I mean, well, you know, you live, you learn.
Yeah.
Just get there early and be like, hey, look, this isn't going to work.
All right. So I have a very important question, and this is going to be tough to answer, but that's why we're doing this, so we can discuss it and we can talk about it. Is, let's just say you're sick, me, the DJ, and you
Oh,
have an
wow.
event this Saturday. Again, this is just a hypothetical. So what are we gonna do? So I mean, that's why we're doing this, so we can discuss it. Do you call in sick? I'm talking about COVID. Let's focus on the COVID, not the sniffles or something, or you have diarrhea. That's not what we're talking about. We're talking about COVID. What would you do?
Just put me on the spot like that.
I know. So
What
no,
would I
no.
do?
So for example, you have to go at first to get tested. You have to make sure that that's the case or not. So now let's just say you're going to get the answer on Monday. Very tough question. Very tough question.
Well,
I know.
I guess the customer safety is like would be a number one concern. It's not like anybody. Yeah, Lewis has got a question. We'll get to it in just a second. So I guess the customer safety would be the number one concern. I mean,
Yes.
would you really want to go to an event and then give everybody, oh, the DJ gave everybody COVID? I mean,
Herpes.
yeah. You probably say goodbye to your career at that point, right?
Oh my God! Because I think it'll be TV. You're going to get on TV in the negative way. Yeah. Well, this guy caused everybody to get sick. But
So
again, this is a difficult question to ask because, on one side, you're like, this is my first gig. I need the money. And on the other side, well, I need to think of, don't think of you selfish, think of everybody else.
honestly, I would put somebody with less experience on something with maybe give a discount. Like, hey, look,
Well,
this is what
I
happened.
hope, I hope, I pray to God that this is we're in a life that you can call them, tell them, listen, I think I'm sick with the COVID. I have a DJ for you. Before you even call them, make sure that you line up. I have a DJ for you. Everything's going to be taken care of. But I rather bow out and not get anybody sick and get you somebody that's as good, and hopefully you'll have a good night.
Yeah, and
They have to understand.
that's at least understanding. Yeah,
Yes.
that's at least
But of
understanding.
course, do your homework by making sure you have somebody before you call her. Hey, you're screwed. You
Yeah,
don't have to.
don't do
No,
that.
yeah, yeah.
We want to keep the career going, not say goodbye to it.
Yes, yes. All right. So
uh,
Louis, what is his question?
I have a question. Are there any dance floor restrictions at all because of social distancing at the club you play at?
Where I work, no. So here's the way it works. They require mask. They have a sign outside that says mask required, but we don't enforce it. And matter of fact, the police themselves, they don't enforce it because 9 out of 10 they call the cops. The cops show up. Oh, I had it on. So they stop bothering with it. However, it's mandatory, yes, but there's no enforcement.
Pretty much, if you come to play, I mean, expect anything, right?
Yes, yes,
So
and at the end of the day, why are you going to the club? So you can dance and see and be seen, and eventually you can talk to somebody, get their phone number or so.
yeah,
So
that's the thing I struggle with. It's kind of like if you're gonna go out in public and just be afraid of everything, why go?
if you're afraid, please stay home. I mean, that's your best course of action.
Yeah, do you want to go out and just be paranoid and be like, "Oh man, what's going on over here? What's going on over here?" Like that doesn't
That's
seem
right.
enjoyable at all. Like that doesn't.
Yep. And Louis was talking one of the chats. He's saying he'll have a backup. I think he's talking about our discussion about the DJ if you're sick.
Yeah,
So yes, have somebody on backup. You're right, Louis.
we have a pretty good community of guys over here in Orlando, so we definitely we always get it handled before. We'll get it handled now, however it happens.
And I wish that happens in everywhere because literally, if you're a DJ, who are you gonna call? Walmart in the middle on a Saturday? No, make friends with your DJ. They're not your enemy. There's enough work to go for everybody. So make friends because one day you're gonna be sick. One day you're gonna have a flat tire. It's gonna happen. You're gonna call on your friend DJ.
Hmm. So we got that protocol. What else do we got? We had this sheet right here that we were using for.
Oh yes, that was one of the. That's where I got it from.
Did we use anything from these sheets that we had?
Yeah, yeah. So the sick. If you're sick, stay home. And then okay. So in the chat, what other stuff do you do to clean your equipment?
Yeah, what are you guys coming up with? I know some of y'all are starting to go back. What seems to be the thing coming up at your gigs? They're only doing table seating in the clubs in Las Vegas, masks on, groups of 4 at a table, bar not open, table service only, and dance floor closed. Great.
Wow. Why even go to the club in that case? But I get it. And by the way, just I know that I'm not a doctor, so let's get that out of. I play Dr. Dre, but those are antibacteria. So yes, I know you're squirting and you're having a good time with it. But what we're dealing with COVID-19 is a virus. So they're two different things. It is helpful. I use it to show everybody that I'm clean in public, but just wash your hands. That's the
Everybody should
best.
just get a Germ X shirt. Be like, hey, look, I'm following protocol. And don't take shots of Clorox. Don't do it.
Oh yeah, oh yeah. I drank it once. It cleaned my teeth, but I'm kidding.
Don't do that.
So again, I use the wipes. That's what I use. I like to take this bag because it fits better in my stuff, my equipment. I clean everything, including the DJ setup, the mixer, the mouse pad, the microphones, definitely the microphones, the whole thing from here where you hold it or where you talk in it. And
so
don't forget about your device, your phone. Clean it.
so on average, the people that you're dealing with, are they on a scale of 1 to 10, like super paranoid or or really calm and don't care?
Well, on average, they don't care. Some of them they don't even wear the mask in general. They don't believe in it. So that's what I'm dealing with myself. Um, and then on the other hand, I see the people wearing a mask and the gloves in their car traveling from A to B.
Yeah, I this morning I drove out and like these people are walking on the sidewalk, not a person in sight on the sidewalk, and
Yep.
they both had masks on and or face coverings, we'll say. Well, they both had face coverings on, and I'm like, Okay, well, there's nothing around you. You
Yeah,
know, I don't know. I don't get it.
and
Like,
I almost got in a not a fight, but a verbal argument. So I went. I had a speeding ticket. I speed. So
oh
yeah.
man,
So yeah.
you have the
So
need for speed.
yeah.
Hmm.
So I went to court, and believe it or not, there was a couple. They came together and they sat 6 feet apart from each other. And I'm like, the court is busy and there's a lot of people. Sit close together. You came together in the same car and probably you just had, woo last night. So just sit together. And they were not having it.
Oh yeah, well, that's going to be that type of mentality is probably going to be bred, and we got a long way before we get out of that. I think.
Yes, yes, yes.
I,
All
I
right.
I will say I've done a handful of weddings over the last 4 or 5 weeks, and the mass they probably make it through ceremony, and then I don't see them again.
Yep.
And I would say older people are more prone to wear masks, maybe because they're in the death percentile, like a higher death percentile. Being older, I guess your immune system's weaker. I guess that they were saying. So I see older people wearing masks and younger people not caring as much.
Yep. You're saying exactly what I'm saying. So you're right.
Same thing over there.
Yes.
Of course, they were 6 feet apart. They were married. Probably hate each other. Lewis, that wasn't very nice. Is
He gets me. He gets me.
there something you want to talk about, Lewis?
Yeah, why don't you share? Tell us how you feel.
Well, you want to give him a link? Put him on Maury.
Jerry, Jerry.
There we go. Oh man.
All
What was
right.
it?
So one more joke. One more joke.
You got one more joke? All right, you got one more joke.
Oh yeah. Okay. What do you call a holiday themed EDM music? Electronic music.
Holiday themed?
Electronic music.
Damn, I got nothing.
Gingerbread house.
Really?
I said dead jokes. I didn't say they're good jokes. Just
You had to put your glasses on for that one?
well, I had to read it. I didn't want to mess it up.
Yeah. Don't mess that one up, Saad.
Yes.
All right. Well, Saad, do you have any closing remarks or anything else that we didn't get to?
No, just we are in this together. So please share. That's the best way we can do is discuss. So yes, what happens in Oklahoma might not be exactly the same in Florida or Amsterdam. But if we share ideas, we could be all in this together. So make sure you subscribe to Dj-Ology. And if you're seeing this on YouTube, you need to be subscribed earlier, like on their Facebook, and make sure that
Be a part of the action.
yes, right now, right now.
Write me out.
Yeah.
Well, thank you, Saad. Thank you for coming on the channel and having a chit chat with me, discussing how things are going in OKC.
Okay, see, and yes, I am gonna clean my knobs now. So as your closing remarks, right? Yep.
Yeah, go twist and clean those knobs, buddy.
Yes, yes, indeed.
Thank you guys for tuning in and checking out our chit chat tech talk here at Dj-Ology. You'll be seeing this on the YouTube channel here next week. Thanks, Saad.
Thank you.
All right, peace out, guys.
Bye.
Bye.